just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Packer Up, boys. Don't forget, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Head to our YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We've got big plans coming up. We've got plenty of content coming up, but also huge announcement, the biggest ever DMP giveaway. This is what we're doing. Go to bloke.shop, grab a DMP shirt, because I tell you what, round one next year, if you grab a DMP shirt, you go in the draw for you and a few other mates to come and watch and hang out with myself, Tom and Eddie, do the footy companion for round one next year at the Hello Sports Studio. All expenses paid. We wine and dine ya, the beers, the pizzas, everything. You and a few mates, come have a night with me, Tom and Eddie. The only way to go on the draw is to buy a DMP shirt. So once they are gone, guys, no one else can go in the draw. There is no other way that you have a chance of spending. If you win and you're interstate, we fly you down. You have a great time. If you're in New South Wales, wherever it is, we take care of everything. It's going to be the biggest ever footy companion we've done, and you're going to be invited. All you got to do is go in the draw by buying a DMP shirt. What's going on, boys? Not to forget, tomorrow, Rouse Hill. Yes. We will be out there serving beautiful grumpy coffee. Sandor, how you going?
I put the feet up there. I was like, yeah, time to pack her up.
Yeah, mate, absolutely.
As we know, this is that hour of power where who gives a shit what happened this week?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, pack her up. Trust me. Pack her up. Put her in a box.
No, Matty's ventured out west.
Yeah, went out there this morning.
Not the first time.
No, not the first time I've been out west, but it was the first time I went to Rouse Hill Air Locker.
No, I'm looking forward to it, mate. There's a bit of excitement, a bit of hype around to get the exclusive access to the grumpy coffee. So,
yep.
And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good fun.
Cannot wait. Free coffees out at Rouse Hill. It's an open day, so if you're in the area, come down. You can check out. So open day means they can just jump in the workout if they want. If not, they can hang around.
Yeah, come and check it out. We just opened a recovery centre as well in the gym. So yeah, pretty cool. So we'll have a couple workouts going. Fun little sesh that lots going on, and obviously everyone will be caffeinated, high energy off the old grumpy coffee, turning the frown upside down.
Absolutely. So get down, even if it's just start your morning off well, say hi, see the crew, use the recovery centre. Good way to start the weekend. Absolutely good way. But boys, how's the week been?
Been good, mate. I'm not going to lie, I've been wrapped up in the old American politics bandwagon, so I've been enjoying it. And I've also been in the rabbit hole of, I just can't get enough of the Rogan podcast. It's Trump, it's Elon, and mate, so I've just been riding that train. It's funny, I don't actually know who the Prime Minister of Australia is. I'll admit that. Honestly. And it's not because I don't care, I don't know, be honest, how public is it? When was the last time the Prime Minister came out and said something or of significance, you know what I mean? Genuinely. So being involved in this, obviously, and it's not something that I hide. I am a big fan of some of the things the changes that want to make. In particular, you look at his connection with RFK, they want to change all the health situation and some of the corruption and stuff. So I do love that, but it did make me think how strange it is that I'm getting so into another country's politics when it really has nothing to do with me.
It's wild. It's wild how much their politics is pure spectacle and entertainment.
It's a movie.
Whoever would have thought politics would be like a soap opera? It's mental.
It's crazy.
I'll tell you what, I just had a sip of then. BeGoodHealth.com.au. Use code DMP for 10% off your order. Bloody hell, I'm always bloody smashing me good day.
I'm on the train.
You're on?
I'm back.
Your voice sounds better.
I'm back. The diet's good. The good day is great. So I'm back on track.
Okay.
Which is nice.
How's your week been, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. You know what? A bit like Sandor. I went back to back. Trump, Vance, Elon. I can't stop listening to it. I don't even care that much. But clearly I do. It's just, I don't know. I find it so interesting. I've never really paid that much attention before. I don't really pick sides. I'm just interested. But yeah, I can't believe how much I'm into it this year.
I wanted to ask you, do you play the game Diablo?
Yeah, Diablo 4. Elon's a gunner. Yeah, I used to play. I don't play that much.
So he's the only Westerner. Obviously, a lot of the gamers he was saying were the top 20 is all Asian. He's the only Westerner in the top 20.
That is hilarious.
And they fact checked it, and
he actually was.
Yeah. And hearing him talk about it, I thought it was interesting how he explained it's like, and he gave a good rap, bro. You got to see this micro clip of him talking about gaming. Good rap. It's great for the gamers.
Yeah.
But he was saying, what was it, bro, about
the surgeons?
Yes. So surgeons who are gamers, their ability and concentration is like through the roof.
No way.
Researched, studied, science-backed. But he was also explaining how it's like quite a meditative experience because you're so consumed. It used to make me think about, I used to think this when I was training, playing footy. Obviously, yeah, meditation's not a big part of what I do, but in that moment for the 2 hours, there's no way I could think about anything else that was going on. So, yeah, I thought just wanted to little pump up for the gaming and the gamers.
Mate,
and if you need a little science paper to back up how it's making you a better podcast, a better person, it's there for you, bro.
It's all, I tell you what, the neckbeards are taking over, baby. Neckbeards are taking over. What I want to know is where does he get the time to place, like to be in the top tier like he is? Bro, you have to play a lot. So I just don't know where he would get the time because he's got kids, he's got multiple companies to run. Like
now he's about to bloody, be on the cabinet or whatever it is. I don't really know.
Yeah,
the terms,
where does he get the time to play that much Diablo? Maybe it's from a few months ago. I don't know, but like I just don't know.
It seems like he's been busy for quite a while.
Yeah,
now.
because you got to put in hours and hours and hours to get where he's at.
I heard one time, I don't know if it's a rumor, but I heard one time that he basically goes to sleep at 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's his day cycle. So he gets a lot of stuff done during the night, during the early hours of the morning. That's so when 3 a.m. 3 a.m. sleep to 9 a.m. wake up.
Okay. So, yeah, all right. So what's that? Yeah, so obviously, what's that, 6 hours sleep?
6 hours of sleep. You can imagine a lot of the stuff that he gets done uninterrupted during those later hours of the evening and the early morning.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Maybe
that's when he's flogging people on Diablo and it ups his...
I tell you what, the one thing about going to bed when you kind of, especially when you're on holidays and you lapse into a bad routine and you end up at like, you're in bed at 11 and then 12 and then 1. And then before you know it, you can't get to sleep till 2. But the normal world, it goes around, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, everyone's got to be out there. So pretty much if you've got to be at work at 9, you've got to be up at least at 7:30. But geez, in holidays, doesn't it smash out? Isn't it so painful those first few nights trying to whip back into...
Oh, it's the worst.
Impossible.
It's just like, it's so painful. But the thing that sucks is like how easily your body... I'll never forget Ivan Henjak, one of the Broncos coaches, but he was also there when I went to... like the first ever camp for the Broncos. So when I got scouted by the Broncos, I was supposed to go to like a camp where it was like the potential camp. So pretty much like just almost like we just invite anyone to this camp. But then they found out that I played soccer and so that I didn't play league. So they're like, oh, we need him at the elite camp, which is like their next guns that are coming through school. And it was like really soon rather than the end of the year. So they rushed me into it and Ivan Henjak was there. And I'll never forget the saying he said to the group of boys in front of everyone. It's stuck with me to this day. It's bad habits are like a comfortable bed. Easy to get into, hard to get out of. It is so true. Just that metaphor of easing your way into a bed. Isn't it like when you ease your way into a bad habit?
So true. I love like when we go on break over Christmas or whatever, and especially when you like last year I went to Bali.
Yeah.
Like even if you fall asleep at 10 p.m., which is rare. But even if you fall asleep at 10 p.m., I'm still waking up at like 8 or 9, just cruise, doing whatever I want, really.
Naps during the day too.
Yeah.
Stop it. Isn't that a fantasy?
Just the ability, there's one thing that I truly believe, and this is going to sound really friggin' stupid, but if you have a lifestyle that obviously you at least enjoy your work, but if you have a lifestyle where your body can just wake up naturally, like you're not forced in by an alarm, you're pretty lucky. Oh.
Very lucky.
Especially coming from a gym man. Have you tried to get to a point where you go to bed so early that waking up at 4 or 5 is just easy, or it just never works?
It doesn't really work. Yeah. I function well on, I'm really asleep. I'm 9:30 and I'm a 4 a.m. wake up. Oof. Yeah.
Mate, that's tough. What am I? I reckon about 7:15 is when I usually like wake up maybe 6 and then I'll just cruise back to sleep, obviously, unless I got something. But yeah, 7:15. And then on the weekends, if I, stay out watching a movie with the missus, 8:30, 9 sometimes, very rarely these days, 9. Back in the day when I was like late teens, early 20s and that, I could just sleep, man. Like maybe it was because we're doing so much training. But if you gave me the opportunity just to like, I'm in bed like till at least 9:30. Whereas I haven't had one of them in a very long time.
I'm like you. I hate waking up early. And it's at a point now where like I go to the gym every morning at 7 a.m. because if I wake up at 8:50 and roll into work, I'm useless.
Oh, your just body's not working up yet?
I'm useless. So I'm not really good at going to the gym at night because I've already used all my energy during the day.
It's way harder.
Yeah. So I've trained myself to do that now, which is good. But like even this morning, I didn't go to the gym this morning because I went to Rouse Hill and I was just driving around like a zombie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, watch out for Matty on the road. Watch out for Matty on the road. I actually haven't been that interested in all the politics overseas and that. Just been, getting ready for Rouse Hill tomorrow. Grouse Hill, can't wait. What about the shirt? Vintage mode. Check it out.
Sick.
Not bad, the Hughesy shirt.
If you're listening in audio, come to YouTube, please. Just press subscribe. Boom. Literally takes you 2 seconds. It really helps.
What a shot of the great man, too. That's his classic little,
mate.
Probably after he scored 1,000 tries.
Jerome Hughes, vintage mode. Did you resurrect that recently? Has that been resurrected?
Yeah, a little resurrection.
Yeah,
we always we got a good database and fan base for the Storm and Panthers, so a little ritual around that time. So it was nice to celebrate Hughesy, the great man.
The great man, Hughesy. Guys, Cam Murray had surgery on his wrist. The Rabbitohs said on their website he'll be in a brace for 6 weeks and then a return date will be determined after that. And our physio estimates anywhere between 3 and 5 months, meaning he could miss the start of the year. Mal Meninga believes South should consider making Latrell Mitchell their new captain. Should Cam Murray miss footy?
And since I wrote that, actually, Wayne Bennett's come out and said it could be anywhere up to 6 months.
Anywhere up to 6 months.
Yeah, which is devastating. Yeah.
And so I saw a quote from Cam Murray going, I was a bit sore. I didn't know it was that bad. So apparently he went into camp with it.
Yeah, he just didn't think it was that bad.
This guy is a beast.
He's insane.
It's so underrated how tough he is. You touched on it the other week.
So underrated.
Mate.
If he had a head like a bloody drop pie, he'd be considered one of the toughest all time. Because he's a good sword, we just don't associate the two together. Now, granted, he's been so tough for so long now, everyone gets it.
He's earned it, yeah.
But it took him longer than everyone else. And
I reckon, weirdly enough, it's actually taken South being terrible and him just putting him on their back for the last 18 months to realise how tough this guy is.
Yeah. Think about going into Aussie camp and having a thing that you need surgery and you'll be out for 6 months. And you just going,
I'll strap it.
Yeah, strap her up, son. And then going after the game going, that actually hurts a little bit. Oh, by the way, you're out for 6 months. Incredible. And look, I get it. There is a lot of passion around, the Samoan and the Tongan side. I get it for sure. And I know that as Aussies in rugby league that we need to be better. But then when you hear stories like this and Tommy Turbo, these boys playing injured for Australia, let's focus in on that.
Love it.
Let's focus in on that because I know it seems like, Aussies don't care as much in rugby league, but they do. They clearly do. It's just a matter of how do we make everyone care that much, So that's Aussie spirit for you there, like Cam Murray. The only problem is there's a bloody Cam Murray rep footy curse. You know what that is? Bro, anytime he doesn't make a rep side or gets injured or whatever, they lose.
Seriously?
The Blue, it's not even a joke. Go and check the records.
It's happened to the Blues, I think, in 2 series. And
guess who didn't play last year against the Kiwis when they lost 30-0? Cam Murray.
There you go.
So the Cam Murray curse, the Cam curse, it might have hit us.
Legit. Yeah.
Tonga's probably sitting there going, the number one thing, Cam curse on their bloody video sessions. So, yeah, that's scary. But, yeah, it just shows you how bloody good. Latrell as captain, look, maybe. I mean, sometimes, if you put the captain on the back, it just forces the best out of him,
Yeah, it's definitely one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Would I like to see it happen under different set of circumstances?
Yeah,
yes. Sure. But, yeah, if that was the case and that was the outcome that happened, you're celebrating that move.
I tell you what, he's getting to the point where if he is going to be a leader, it's about this time in his career. He's 26, 27.
Almost has to be.
He's been through quite a lot. And it, sometimes it's better that leadership is thrust upon you than you almost put yourself forward for it. And it almost forces you to go, oh shit, I'm no longer just, the gun outside back that puts on points. Don't get me wrong, Latrell's always been a bit of a leader because he's such a big personality. But now it really is that responsibility of I need to make sure I'm leading by example.
Bro, it could be a masterstroke. Yeah. I think giving him that title might actually, like you said, force the move. And it might just change his demeanour, the way he shows up, the way he thinks about some of his actions. Maybe he doesn't perceive himself as that young gun footy player anymore. It's I'm leading the club. So, I mean, it'd shift the way I do things, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It'd change it. If you get in that captaincy, you're not just going in there and almost... you're obviously still going into there enjoy rugby league, but it's more like, wow, you have a responsibility. Yeah, absolute honour. Like
you
you're
don't disrespect that.
Yeah, you live and breathe. It's like you have a privilege that very few people have, but also you have a responsibility of a club that tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people absolutely love and adore. And then you've got all the history before it. So, and it looks like, by all looks of, the photos and that, he looks fit. He looks ready to go.
The whole getting rid of his bar or whatever at his house. And
love hearing that. Love hearing that. Yeah. So I can't wait to see Latrell this year. I really can't. But boys, Golden Boot, what's doing?
Oh, talk to me.
Bro, there's a 17-player list.
Oh, it's crazy. Oh.
What? Come on, bro. What are we doing?
The news came through yesterday and I nearly posted about it and I was like, it's freaking half the Pacific Championships.
It's literally like, okay, who's the best 3 players out of every team? And it's just like, that's
Who's
not
in charge. Come on, you can narrow that down.
Come on, like seriously. Look, I personally think that I reckon it should be between Turbo, Herbie, and AFB. You could probably stretch in a Harry Grant. Maybe I'm hearing good thing. I think it was Harry Smith from the England side. I think it's Harry Smith.
Either way, like going off what I've seen from those English games, I think Herbie's the man there.
But I think Harry's been really good. Harry Smith. Outside of that, I don't. Maybe Kinney. But in saying that, his first half last week wasn't the best. Outside of that, I just can't see anyone else really pushing for it. I'd be very surprised if it's not Turbo, unless like Harry Grant, unless an Aussie or a Tongan like a Taumalolo or a Olakawatu come out and kill it, or a Harry Grant. I think it's probably going to be Turbo, Herbie, or AFB.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree. I reckon. I'm sorry, but it can't be a Kiwi. Like they're not even playing in the final.
It can't be anyone that's hasn't played for England, Australia, or Tonga.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
has to be out of those 3. And if I'm being honest, I really think it probably should be out of Australia, Tonga, because the standard that Samoa had with all the players out, I just don't know if that's the same standard of game as Australia versus Tonga and Australia versus New Zealand. However, if Herbie did win it, I'd be like, fair enough.
He clearly,
he was so good.
Yeah,
he was so good,
bro.
But I actually think it should just come from the winner of whoever wins this weekend.
Yeah,
I like that Fisher Harris won last year.
Yes, so do I. Yeah. So do I. And I think the only one outside of those 3 that we've like Turbo, AFB, and Herbie, the only one outside of that 3 is I think maybe a Harry Grant if he kills it. If he kills it in this game.
Yeah, pretty big year.
So
are we one of very few sports that have a total international best player in a sport, aren't we? Like soccer has it.
So, sorry, what was that again?
Like the Golden Boot is the best player in the sport, but internationally. There wouldn't be a heap
Soccer
of
has it, yeah. So soccer has the Ballon d'Or or whatever, yeah.
Rugby union, I don't even know if they have it, do they? I've never heard of that.
They probably do, we just don't probably know it. Probably because it's bigger in Europe, maybe.
Yeah.
But is Ballon d'Or... Is that just for international games or is that for everything?
I think that's everything.
That's just player.
Yeah,
right.
Player,
just
best player.
Because the Golden Boot, it used to be everything, but it's just based off international games.
See, I don't get with the Golden Boot. Like, I understand. I like the idea of just based off international games, but we don't play enough. To get a really good, amount of games to judge from. So yeah, look, it's a bit of a strange one, but.
I think it just should be everything. Origins, internationals,
the only
NRL.
problem with that though is like Super League player would very rarely win it then.
Yeah.
Because like how can you compare the Super League to NRL? Like, and I want to be really clear here. The top tier sides in England would probably do okay in the NRL for sure. Like but the problem is the bottom tier sides, like honestly, some of them would lose probably to a New South Wales Cup sides and Queensland Cup sides. And I'm not saying that to be rude or insulting. Like the resources just aren't there.
Yeah.
The population to play aren't there. If England had the same resources and the same amount of people playing rugby league as Australia, they would be just as good. Like it's not this like we don't have this special magic gene in the Australians or Polynesians or whatever. It's just a matter of resources and size of game over there.
I agree with that, but I would say if you were so dominant, you'd probably still belong in the argument, in the discussion.
For sure in the discussion, but I just think it would be very rare a Super League player would win it.
It would make it much harder.
Like when you look at the performances of like the last few years of the Dally M winners, because basically what it is a Dally M. And you have to ask yourself, like, is the best Super League player as good as Tommy Turbo, Kalen Ponga? Like, I don't think so. Now, maybe there are, like, the argument against that would be, okay, well, Herbie Farnworth kills it in the NRL and he's in the England side. But in saying that, like, Herbie Farnworth, he's not, like, in the top 10 players yet.
Top elite, yeah.
Now, that might be just because of his position. And if you put him at fullback, actually, like, I'm done doubting Herbie. Like, maybe if you do put him at fullback, he would be. Like, he might be. There's probably, like, some of their best... Like, okay, for example, like, Brodie Croft went over there, won a Men of Steel. He obviously got let go by, 2 clubs.
Yeah.
He's still a good player.
Yeah.
Bevan French, got let go from the Eels, couldn't get a club. So that's where I go. It'd be very hard for a Super League player to win it. But I do agree with you. There would be some seasons where there's players that play so good that they're in the combo. But it's interesting to see what they do with it, because I do get the feeling there's going to be some kind of change. Like, it does feel a bit weird, the Golden Boot. Don't forget, guys, when you buy a Hubble Hub for $99, you can get Netflix and Kayo Sports for $25 a month for 12 months. That's a saving of $7.99 a month for 12 months. It's sport and entertainment for less. Plus, it's super convenient. Buy now at hubble.com.au. That's HUBBL. And I tell you what, just having it all in one, so easy. Because that's the most annoying thing, is like getting out of this app and then going into that app, and then like it has to load. You have to log into that, log into out of that. So
I love that.
Grab a Hubble, $99. You get Netflix and Kayo Sport for $25 a month. You're kidding. You're kidding. All right, PNG expansion, guys. The PNG government has reportedly approved a tax exemption for overseas NRL players who sign with their NRL team in the future. The exemption extends to club staff and officials. So you're looking at like
big move.
You're looking at like 50%.
It's crazy.
So if you get
It's
paid
nuts.
$500K, you're on $1 million. If you get paid, $1 million, you're getting $2 million.
And I mean, look, it's necessary.
Yeah, it is required.
It is. It's
Yeah.
a big shift. I love it. I think it's going to be amazing. But that carrot is an incentive is necessary.
Now, I'd love to get your thoughts on this, because you've played plenty of NRL. But is there a worry that because the incentive is all about money, you're going to get it's going to be very hard to get the right team morale to win a comp? Like, winning a comp is always more about, like, when Harry Grant is out in the field and he makes his 60th tackle, he's not thinking about his paycheck. He's thinking about his brothers on the field. And I just wonder, like, would you attract the type of player that is their number one priority in life is money? And,
It's a great point. My perspective is that you actively need to be having this in the forefront of your mind when recruiting.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to be very strategic, because the reality is the people that you are going to attract off the back of that are potentially the people who are money driven in a certain point of their career. And really, if you're going to build a successful team, first thing you need to build is a great culture.
Yeah.
So it's a very valid point.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. Thank you. Have a good one. Yeah, so it'll be tough. And look, maybe you could argue, look, that's people play for money all the time, and maybe that's the case. And if you've got a coach like Bennett and Bellyache over there or whatever, maybe they have, like, maybe you could look at it as a positive, where it's like, I've got twice the salary cap to work with, and I'm a good enough coach to, okay, yeah, your number one priority may be money, but here you can also, here's all the standards you have to meet, kind of thing.
They really have to get it right. I use Melbourne Storm as probably the better example, just because they're away from rugby league country. They're a state, they all came from different places. Something has to be done very strategically to build this PNG side. Like, there's a lot of legacy. What a great story. To be a part of the PNG side with all the history and culture around rugby league, if they get it right, it could be unbelievable.
It genuinely could impact a nation.
Yeah.
Like, it truly almost change a nation.
And the conversation is, you spoke about it's all staff members. From the top down is where you really need to make the best decisions.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to lead this?
Yeah. I guess my biggest concern is if you sign a long deal with a government and governments change and all that kind of stuff, surely you got to have the most ironclad.
Oh, yeah, they got to knock that down for sure.
It's got to be the most ironclad, because that's what it is, a government grant of $600 million. And like, the whole yarn about it is like, they want to win the culture of PNG because of, the expansion of China, and that's why America's backing it, all that stuff. But geez, the last thing, what if you get a new government in that just goes, nah, don't agree with it?
Yeah, as you said, the T's and C's will have to be ironclad.
Oh, mate. And it's almost like, even if the T's and C's are ironclad, what if the government just goes, nah, I'm not doing it? And you know what? Because it's taxpayers' money, it's not our money. We're willing to go to quarter. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm really naive, and there's probably hopefully some lawyers that are listening going, nah, it doesn't work like that. You know, even if you are the government, you're not exempt from all the lawyer stuff. What do you reckon? Sorry, what are you gonna say?
I was going to say, on the flip side, for all of what could be a negative outcome, what an opportunity. Like, as a country, it does not get better than this. Like, this is a dream come true. You had said this 5-10 years ago, it would have been laughed at. Like, this is unbelievable.
I think as well, the one thing I really always think about with stuff like this, think of the impact on the youth over there. Like, think of the positive impact of a young man or woman or girl or boy that, you know, for so long has had no, like, opportunity, like no pathway, no real hope to live a better life. And then a team comes across and inspires that hope and brings a community together. And, you know, instead of the young kid hanging out with his mates and doing silly stuff when he's 12 or 13 years old, he's in a PNG system, keeping him up, or she's in a PNG system. That's where I see the real benefit.
You could argue that PNG fans, like, there is an argument to say that they're the most passionate rugby league fans in the world.
I reckon they are. I reckon lock it in.
Think about the fact, like, I don't know how this started. I'd love to know the original story, but think about the fact that we have a country, a rugby league country, like a full nation just completely devoted to our sport.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And if there isn't a doco, you want to talk about investments, if there's not an investment made, we've spoken about this before, the way to blow up sports, the F1, whatever. If there's not an investment made to bring out the doco of docos for rugby league, done.
Mate, seriously, like, take a bit of that 600 milli.
Oh, come on.
Spend a couple mil, get it on Netflix, son.
Bro.
Get it on Netflix. That could launch the whole team. You know,
the whole sport.
The whole bloody sport in the country. What do you reckon,
So what
mate?
I was going to say was, they're the most passionate fans in the world, arguably, and even if some people do go over there for a bit of cash, surely it won't be hard to tap into that.
Yeah.
Tap into that, a whole country behind you. It's going to be monumental. So I hope they do it. I don't know if it's necessarily fair or not. Like, that's for someone else to decide. But, like, salary cap wise, but
I don't care about that stuff.
I don't care personally. Like, I think just do it.
Anyone who argues
Like,
beat it.
because it's just like, all right, mate. So basically, if you sit down and go, nah, they got an unfair advantage, it's like, bro, so you don't want the game to grow. Like, put it this way, there's no way it works if it's the same salary cap. Like, we just have to be honest here.
Yep.
There's no way. Look, put it this way. Look at AFL and the Giants. They gave them.
That's how it works.
Well, what's crazy is, even in Sydney, they gave them the extra cap.
Yep.
It worked initially, but apparently now it's not working. So what I'm saying is that even with the extra cap, it may not work.
Oh, 100%.
Like, so of course you need the cap. Yeah. Like, if they don't have any extra money or any extra resources or whatever, there's no point even bothering. Like, don't even bother with it. Because expecting young men or women to move to a new country that's not their home, to a country that isn't that developed, is a huge ask.
It does not guarantee an outcome. And if they were successful because of their cap advances, great. It's a great story.
It's great for rugby league. On top of that, look how hard it was for Redcliffe to recruit, and they're in freaking Queensland.
And the foundations they've got.
They've got huge foundations.
Yep.
They're a huge club with heaps of money, heaps of successful. And they literally started their campaign without a marquee player, in air quotation marks. Granted, I know that Hammer turned into one, but look how hard they struggled with the normal salary cap. There's an argument made they should have been given extra salary cap.
I agree.
Well, I thought they should have.
Yeah.
Well, I agree.
Now, they've just done extremely well to do what they've done. But, yeah, so I think it's definitely needed. Definitely needed.
And they got to live on the sunny coast.
Oh, mate.
How was that?
Close to the sunny coast.
Not exactly, my geography of Queensland is not great, but
it's still a really nice place to live, Redcliffe. You could live in sunny coast and drive down though. Guys, don't forget it. Partnered for a while now with Aussie Footy Shorts. Footy shorts with pockets, the best footy shorts in all the land. Actually got quite a few posts through of people wearing our maroon and blue footy shorts, bloke footy shorts with Aussie Footy Shorts, and also we've got the country bloke. Head to aussiefootyshorts.com.au or go to their website, go to their Instagram, give them a follow. The best footy shorts in the business. They've also got custom. So if you want custom ones done, you can, plus a million other designs.
I'm predicting a comeback. Can't be 10, 15 years ago, footy shorts at the beach was a thing.
Mate, bring it back.
I think it's coming back, bro.
They're so comfy.
It's coming back.
I wear them around the house all the time.
I remember I love them. The pockets are just
game changer.
Seriously,
genius.
Yeah,
because that was the one thing that was always so annoying. You'd be like, have your phone, and you'd be like, so annoying. So the pockets
Sometimes
are great.
I wear Oztag shorts to the gym, and I don't even think. And then it's just fuck. What am I going? Where am I going to put my phone? It's punish.
Now, boys, something's come across me desk, and it's absolutely blown my mind. Gutho in Dragons colours looks so
What about
weird.
it?
Like, what am I looking
shot.
at?
Wow.
I mean, he's handsome. I'll give it to him. He's handsome. But what? This is truly one of those segments, players who looked weird in new colours for me.
Yeah.
This looks so weird.
It's going to take a little bit of an adjustment.
Yeah. Wow. Him running out in the famous red V, put it this way, it's more shocking for me than Addo Carr or Val Holmes. Like, this is just... Because, like, Gutho was the Eels. He was the Eels.
Yeah.
Boys, thoughts?
I think it's a great signing, but
obviously.
But to your point, I won't lie. Like that photo that you posted today, I literally double took. I was like, Gutho, crazy. He was the heart and soul of
the
Para
photo on the bloke page.
Yeah, heart and soul of Para. Their captain. I didn't think he'd ever leave. I actually forgot he even played for Manly. Like he's Para through and through and through. Even though it's been rumoured, pretty much confirmed last 2 weeks, it was still shocking to see that this morning. It was.
Because he is so ingrained with the Eels, like, what's weird is he actually didn't even start at the Eels. He started at Manly. But because he has built such a relationship, this is honestly one of the most striking. Like, even when I saw Renault and Broncos colours, and that's okay. What's more striking, Renault and Bronco colours, or this?
It's different for me. That made me physically sick.
Okay, what's been the most striking ever? Because right now, this is up there for me. That's how bizarre it is.
And you know what? To your point, he developed as a player, but his persona developed at Parramatta, so it is attached to everything green.
He had
and
a
gold.
whole stadium doing the friggin' Gutherson.
no.
You know?
See, it was a weird one. This is random, but a weird one for me was when Anthony Watmo went to the Eels.
Yeah.
Because he was out and out. Like,
He was just manly.
Cronk in a Roosters jersey.
Oh,
that was weird. That was
right up there.
that is super weird. Let us know in the
Against
comment
Storm
section.
in the granny.
Oh, that was weird. Let us know in the comment section. What's the weirdest double take where you've gone, what the hell? Because I'm telling you, that's the feeling I got when I saw Gutho in that. It looked like a different person to me. I was like, that's not Gutho. That's like someone else.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other really strange ones. You guys got any?
I'm just trying to think, like some really odd ones.
Yeah. Anyway,
blanking.
if you think of some, it's going to be...
I thought, and I played with Petro when he changed, but Petro was a little bit weird.
Yeah,
when he
Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
That was weird.
I was there for it, but that was strange.
Oh, I tell you what, Glenn Stewart in Rabbitohs. That didn't make sense.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah,
That's how-
neither.
I've
Well,
there
like
you go.
blanked my
That
mind.
is weird.
Yeah.
Wow, Glenn Stewart.
Even Robbie in Rabbit. I'm obviously remembering the South ones, but Robbie Farah in South, that was weird.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that.
I don't remember that either.
Pappy, if he goes to a new club, that will be
Yeah.
weird. That'll be weird because it's Pappy. It's the flying mullet.
Happy to Para. Is that a line now?
Oh, wow. Okay.
I like actually reversing it and thinking about players that used to play for clubs that you forgot about, like Rapana at Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Or Fogarty at Gold Coast.
Or
Rapana
Hughes
on
at
Gold
North
Coast
Queensland.
is huge.
Hughes at Cowboys. Like,
Oh, my God.
Addo Carr at the Tigers.
Pappy at Tigers.
Pappy at Tigers, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Wow. Okay, boys, it's time for an algo check. What are we working with here, boys? What's on the algo?
Yeah, election.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. it's all it
It
is.
was huge for me. And, we've been watching those podcasts. Kempy, I was going to ask you, dream guest, but anything, anywhere. If you could have a podcast with one person.
Okay, dream guest.
That's a
Anyway,
great question.
for me, mine is actually, I would love to just be on the Rogan podcast, just chopping it up with Rogan. Like, I would love that. That would be all time. I know you could have any guest, but just that would be sick.
I think the Rogan one would be pretty special because he's really what I listen to first, and it would be more of a not necessarily me, being like, oh, I'd love to pick his brains, even though I would.
Yeah.
But more of a just like, wow, this is
What a moment.
What a moment to be sitting here. That I used to listen to him from the get go. Like with him, without him, do I even start a podcast? I don't know. Probably not.
Bro, he arguably single-handedly shifted an election. 1.2 million views an hour. Also, just to know, not a conspiracy, he wasn't trending on YouTube.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's dodgy.
That was weird.
That was dodgy.
Let's not go down there. But I tell you what, hey, I'm with you. Look, Dragons, I can't go that far. But that stuff, very weird.
Oh. Yeah.
And you start to ask yourself, that's like, I know this is going to sound stupid, but that's serious stuff. Like, that is changing the landscape of the world.
Crazy.
But let's not go down there. I'm not looking to, hey, no problems, YouTube.
Yeah.
No hate, all love, baby. Do whatever you want. I'm not here to hate. I'm here to survive.
Matty, what about your favourite? Or if you could, one guest.
I probably would just have to say Eminem.
That's cool.
He's been my hero forever.
You know what? I'd love to sit down with Denzel Washington.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. The Weeknd, obviously, being a huge fan of The Weeknd. I'd love to sit down with him. Steve Jobs. That'd be a really interesting one. Yeah. Anyone else? Any other people, boys?
I mean, you said you'd like to go on Joe Rogan, but who would you actually want to ask questions?
I'll tell you what, I would have loved Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind that. Maradona would have been a pretty hectic podcast.
Oh, yeah, it would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Just I need to get my questions right so I can just pick. Tell me the stories, brother.
Give it to me, baby. Give it to me. Yeah, outside of that, look, my algorithm, it's neckbeard, it's gaming stuff, but...
It's neckbeard.
Oh, no. So Dragon Age video game has come out, and it's a highly anticipated. So Dragon Age is like mature, dark fantasy. So, like, it's fantasy.
Not about dragons, is it?
It's kind of, not really. Like, it's called Dragon Age, but it's not really about the actual dragons. But anyway, it's dark fantasy, which means it's mature. It's fantasy, but it's mature themes. Like a lot of people feel like if something's fantasy, it must be for kids. That's not true.
Adult.
Like it's adult fantasy, real stuff, real stories, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this new one, it's like the Looney Tunes, bro. It is so bad. It is like the worst writing in the history of mankind. It is like so surface level, no one offend anyone.
Oh, no.
Whereas the old one was like about like, you know, betraying people and, you know, backstabbing and killing this and killing that and, you know, having companions that you go on these huge stories with and you might betray and kill them at the end or whatever. Whereas this new one is just cookie cuck. It's like a bad Pixar film. Pixar film. Terrible. And so that's been in the algo. It's devastated me because I was looking forward to that game for so long. It's so bad.
I feel like you've been let down a couple of times recently because wasn't the Lord of the Rings remake just devastating as well?
Lord of the Rings
different.
Season 2, Lord of the Rings Rings of Power. So bad, didn't finish it.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't even hate watch it. Like, so the first season, I could hate watch it.
Hate watching?
Yeah, where you're just going, this is shit.
I'm a big
First
hate watcher.
season was a hate watch?
It was a hate watch, and I could get through it. Second season, it's the age-old cliche of, let's say you're in a fight with your partner, boy or girl, and they're really angry and you're really worried because they're really angry at you and they're showing you so much emotion, but it's a negative one. That's actually not the worst state to be in. The worst state to be in is they show you no emotion because they don't give a fuck. That's what Rings of Power is. That's the worst case. Because I watched Rings of Power, I couldn't even garner enough care. I couldn't even Luke garner enough care to watch the rest of the series. That's how bad it was.
Very grumpy.
Very grumpy. So that sucks. That sucks to me.
Bit of UFC in the algo too. John Jones fight coming up.
Ooh.
Cracker.
What do you reckon?
He's come out and said openly, and I know this is an ongoing battle, probably controversial with the UFC fans, but he's just said, after Stipe, I won't retire, but I'm not fighting Aspinall. I've got no interest, but I will fight Pereira because it'll be a legacy fight for the fans.
Does it sound like he's scared of Aspinall? Like, he's not scared. He's John Jones.
Look, there's a complete merit to what he's saying. Pereira-Jones fight would be the biggest fight on all reasons.
Yeah.
Money, legacy, fame.
But let's put the context in, though.
Oh, the Aspinall fight is a scary fight for anyone.
But also, let's also include the context of he's been avoiding Aspinall. Like, so he could have fought or even talked about fighting Aspinall a year ago. And a year ago, the Pereira fight wouldn't have been as big. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, it feels like a bit of a... Like, yes, it is true that now, because Pereira is an incredible big star, that it would be huge. But it's like... But what about a year ago when you could have fought Aspinall?
The argument to a year ago is like, Aspinall a year ago, as much as he's an up-and-coming fighter with huge potential and he's a gun, he hasn't, like... It's not like he's beaten all these great people. So you're not knocking on the door going... And I know he gives it to Jones and he's definitely poking the bear, which is working. Good on him. But, yeah, I kind of see it both ways. It's a very scary fight. But Aspinall I reckon he probably gets it done at this age and this time. But the Pereira fight, I want to see it.
Oh, I want to see the Pereira fight.
I want to see it.
Do you reckon that'd be the biggest fight of all time?
I think so. No, actually, 100%.
Because, like, he's a superstar now, Pereira. Obviously not on Conor McGregor's level. Maybe Khabib Conor might beat it.
I think this beats it.
Yeah, okay. Because UFC's bigger now as well. I just look at it and go, I know what you're saying is, and he hasn't beaten everyone, but however, he is the heavyweight champ. And it's like, if you're fair dinkum about being the best heavyweight, surely you fight the best heavyweight.
On paper, it's the fight that should happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if take away, size of being a superstar, take away anything, like John Jones, if you want to be the number one heavyweight, you should just fight. But because he's John Jones, he gets to fight who he wants. Now, if John Jones come out and said, hey, I'm old now, I'm older, I'm taking the fights I want, I've already proven myself, I don't have to, then I'd be like, I'd actually respect that. I don't like the
slander on Aspinall instead, Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but I tell you what, John Jones Pereira, if he gets through Stipe, bro, Stipe hasn't fought in bloody a bazillion years.
It's a very strange fight. They've both been out for that long. It's like... Yeah.
Like, when was the last Stipe fight? In Ngannou?
A long time, yes. It's
what?
A long time, bro.
So it was a loss too, wasn't it?
Yep.
So John Jones is going Cyril Gain into Stipe.
Yeah, it's not great. You're excited. You're always excited to see John Jones fight, and obviously he gets wrapped up to the eyeballs from Dana. But
mate, Dana White.
How's the memes of the Jones and Dana?
How's your day been, Dana White? John Jones is a goat. That's what he answers. Jesus.
How's Dana? Did you see Dana at the speech when Trump won? Dana gets on there. He was like he was at a UFC weigh-ins, just started yelling, and I loved it actually.
That's crazy. Like. It's just crazy thing, like a UFC, the head of UFC is on the podium with the president yelling. There was Hulk Hogan, the thing.
When you think about it, it's a masterstroke because Trump has tapped into, like, call it Gen Z and all of the trending platforms in social media. Dana got up and thanked the Nelk Boys and Aiden Ross for contributing to this. Like, it was
bro, we're living in a crazy time, bro. We are living in a crazy time, a bizarre time. Alrighty, boys. Okay, the game on the weekend. Already sold out. I said it on the B team, which is every Friday from here on out, guys. So the B team is me and Hammy every Friday, and Hammy might miss one or two because he's already got commitments. But we're just keeping the seat warm until Matty John's return. So Morning Glory will return, but until then, the B team is there to where reserve grade has been brought in until the A team returns.
Next man up.
Definitely not as good at all, not even close, but we'll do our best. But basically on that, I just said, I want to give the NRL a rap and the players as well. So the players in their last RLPA deal, I'm pretty sure they took a 50% pay cut to distribute that international pay to the rest of the playing group, like Tonga and Samoa, to make it so they got paid a little bit more.
That's mad.
And look at the result. We have a sellout game at CommBank Stadium for the Pac-Champ finals. And I know that the naysayers and the haters will go, it's only 30,000 people for an international game. Bro, like, it's still a sellout, man. And any real league fan, we get it. The international game isn't big, but we've got to start somewhere. So just because it's not big now, do we just go, stuff it?
No. And a jam-packed CommBank is gangster.
The Tongan crowd, the hymns and everything like that, mate.
It's going to go off.
Unbelievable. Okay, so
I called the little Tongan win too, just to FYI.
Did you? Yeah, you did too, actually. You did too. Boys,
you were on that train too, were you?
I was, but I can't really claim it though because I tipped Australia on the I would have been right either way. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. But I did tip Tonga. Not Australia, sorry. New Zealand.
Alrighty, boys. How are we going to go this weekend? Saturday, Sunday? What are we looking at?
Yeah, I think Australia gets it done. I don't think it's going to be a walkover at all. And I think just based on the crowd and the atmosphere and what it means, the boys have been staying out at Rouse Hill too. They're ready.
They're ready.
I think Australia just has the classy touch.
I just think that Tonga has played their grand final last week.
That's a great point.
That is a thing. That's a thing. There was so much emotion last week.
Yeah.
You saw when that siren went. Like, that meant everything to them. And I just wonder, like, if let's say it was the middle of the year, I could be like, yeah, they could back up. Bro, it's such a long year. They're already banged up. If they come out and back that performance up, it'll be one of the greatest back-to-backs ever. I just think if Australia can withhold that first 20 minutes of those big boppers coming flying, I think eventually they'll pour on points.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Australia has to show up.
Oh, mate. Because they could be 20-0 down in 20 minutes, like the Kiwis.
Yep.
And the Kiwis have got a bigger forward pack.
Yep.
What do you reckon, Matty?
Yeah, I don't reckon it'll be a walkover. Like, I think They won 18-0. I think it'll be way closer than that this time, but yeah, I think Australia will just get it done. Especially, I've always got at the back of my mind, Australia got pumped last year. They'll still be thinking about that. So I don't think they're going to let it happen again. I reckon they'll win. But 1-12.
And also, like, I think for Australia as well, like, because they haven't had a big win this pack series, like, they have no reason to be complacent.
Bro, where was that Tongan Aussie game last time?
Brizzy,
yeah, right.
Suncorp.
Yeah, Suncorp. Yeah. They've got no reason to be complacent heading into this game. And still every reason to think about last year's embarrassing flogging.
Mel's aching for this win back.
Yeah. And also, I look at Australia, and they were starting to click into gear in that second half against the Kiwis. Like, Dylan Edwards found his feed. Mitchell Moses found his feed. Like, boys were starting to fire, and I just think they might be a little bit too much. But I can't wait to see this game, man. It's going to be so friggin' good. All right, Kiwis versus PNG, boys. I reckon Kiwis come out going skits.
Yeah, absolutely skits.
I think they'll pump them.
I think it's going to be a tough day in the office for the PNG side.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Just imagine PNG
won.
All time.
Bro. Is the PNG side announcement confirmed official?
I don't think so. Not official yet.
Not official.
But just imagine they won and they were in the Pacific Championships series next year. Because that's what happens. If New Zealand lose, they get relegated.
What? They're not in it?
Yeah, they get relegated to bowl with Cook Islands and Fiji.
Wow.
Yeah, so this game is a playoff as to who plays in the Pacific Championship games next year with Samoa and Tonga.
Oh, my God.
Because Australia will most likely do an Ashes tour with England. The teams will be Samoa and Tonga that are locked in most likely to Pacific champs. If Kiwis lose, they are out into the bowl comp.
Can you imagine?
Wow. Well, there's even more incentive.
I think it's going to be a huge game for Kiwis. Yeah. Think about how angry they're going to be about what happened last week.
And you just you don't want to finish on that note. But what if?
Mate, wow.
Imagine PNG, just their whole country next year.
Bro, it'd actually be insane. It'll actually be insane. Alrighty, guys. Do not forget to enter the biggest DMP giveaway ever. Round 1 next year. We're doing a footy companion, most likely on a Friday night. We'll pay for you and all your mates to come down. Well, not all your mates, but you and your mates to come down and spend the night with us where we're drinking beers, eating pizza, doing a footy companion. We've never done anything like this before for the DMP, guys. All you got to do is grab a shirt. And on top of all of it, if you love all the content, this is the best way to support it. So grab a shirt. You get a shirt for $55. You get to support the platform, plus a chance to enter the draw. It's a win-win for everyone. Make sure to head to bloke.shop. We'd really appreciate it. Because once these shirts are gone, no one is getting into the entry for this prize. And we may never do it again. So make sure to do it, bloke.shop. We're already sold out of XL size, so I'm telling you guys, you want to get in. Thanks, Sandor. Thanks, Matty. Give Sandor a follow. We'll be at Rouse Hill tomorrow. We'll see you out there. Make sure to get out there. Come down, say hi. Nice and early. Free coffees. As usual, go and fuck ourselves. Thank you.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.